You. देखती हूँ मैं। Hi, good evening.
Hello, Nupur. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good.
Good to have you. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Dr. J usually
Good
does
morning,
the
Robin.
evenings, but
Good morning,
he's in
Tim.
Thailand.
Good morning, Nupur ma'am.
Good
How are you?
morning, Robin.
So will Dr. Jai will be with us today?
No, she's in Thailand. You've got me tonight.
Right.
Okay, give me a quick 1 or 2 minutes. I'm just gonna get in touch with the
Sure.
counselors, see if the children are logging in.
So how's everything over there, Tim?
Everything's good here. We got lots of students coming in and we're open.
Oh, great.
You know, COVID's not here. All the students get free vaccine of any kind of vaccine they want. And
That's
so everything's pretty easy here.
I can see two Mr. Honadils. Are you joining from some other device as well?
No, you know, I think that might be yeah, I think that's my student.
All right.
She can change her name. Let me see if I can change names.
All right. All right.
Hello, for some reason it wouldn't let me change my name when I joined.
Try
Uh,
pressing on the participant button where it says participants,
There you go.
and it'll give you a list. There you go. Awesome.
Good evening, Catherine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good.
Great. Good to
Do
have
you
you.
have camera ability, Catherine?
Yes, did you want me to be on camera for this one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Gotcha. Hello.
Hi.
Catherine's a student at College of Canyon. She's in the 2+2 program. And so she's here to, you know, run the meeting and answer all the questions.
So nice of you, Catherine.
As much as I could answer, at least from a student perspective.
Right. So last session also we had Zoe and I'm forgetting another name, Elizabeth.
Isabella.
Isabella, right. So they were very helpful.
Yeah, we have a lot of students who want to do this. And so we kind of rotate them through. Because this is fun for them to meet, you know, possible students that might come from another country. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
This is something very exciting for a student to help the college they are studying.
hmm
We have 12 attendees so far.
Okay.
I'm sure others must be joining us soon.
I hope they've got their parents and they've got lots of questions.
This is a Saturday morning here, so I'm not sure
Yeah,
they got up early or not.
it's always hard to get a catch of the student, calling them.
Right, right. No problem.
Well, we're calling them up. It's, you know, this. Oh, I think they're going to join us pretty soon. I already have, how many participants do we have? We have 12 attendees
12.
already. All my students. Okay, yes.
Others must be joining us.
Yes, others are also joining us.
We can understand on weekends people sleep late.
Yeah, but I have Ankit Shah who has joined here. He's a new student from Nepal. So I guess he's going to enjoy the session. We sent him the link yesterday. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Hello, how about yourself? How are you?
I'm doing good.
It's good.
How's the situation there? Like COVID and everything.
It's not too bad in our area. The infection rate has gone down a lot, especially for LA County. Most people that I know here are vaccinated as well. So the situation's a lot better than before, definitely. How about yourself?
Well, the situation is getting better here.
Mhm.
Well, India has seen a very bad day, I would say, bad month going on, a lot of people getting infected. But then Dehradun is more like a valley. We do have cases coming down here. Vaccination drive have started. So I guess within a month or so, because our college is going to open soon. I have an engineering college too. So we've been allowed to open college. So I believe schools will open soon. I'm just waiting
That's
for
good.
it's a good news.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just give me a moment. I'll just be back.
Sure, sure.
Okay.
So, Catherine, I always, hear this from Mr. Honadil that this is a very boring place. Do you find the same?
I find it a very sorry I couldn't hear you.
He always says that Santa Clarita is a very boring place. Do you find the same?
I used to live in Houston, Texas, so it's how do I say it? I feel like there's more going on in Houston, but Santa Clarita, I like it because it is kind of quiet. I like how I like the change of pace from going from very popular city, everything's happening at all times a day, to having like a nicer, quieter kind of area. It also feels a lot safer too, because I guess it is kind of considered a bit boring, but
That's
it just feels a lot nicer to be around.
right, right.
And then
That's
LA is so close too, so you can always go into LA. Me and my friends went to Malibu, I think a month or so ago. It's a 40-ish minute drive. So it's not too bad. There's things to do close by, but
Mhm.
you don't feel overwhelmed by like a lot of people nearby. Because if you live in Santa Clarita or Valencia, it's just a lot quieter and a lot slower paced. But it's still just as nice because you're so close to everything else.
Right. And it's easy to focus on studies as well.
Yeah, I've been doing everything online currently. I'm hoping to make it back onto campus for fall. I'm just waiting to hear if some of my classes will be on. But I just finished my first year and it was all online. And right now I'm doing summer classes as well. And it is a lot to do when it's all online, but I like it more because it's kind of at my own pace. I mean, the teachers are really great and they're really accommodating from the switch to online. So they structure it very nicely.
Right, right. This is very unfortunate because of this, pandemic situation. Most students miss their, wonderful years of their education life.
Yeah.
They're missing the college life and everything. Let's hope
Mhm.
that things get better very soon and everybody will be back to office and colleges.
I did notice a few of my major classes are going to be back on campus, but it does seem that there's a lot more like accommodation for online. So if a student feels more comfortable taking online, there are those options, but they do have more in person. They're just waiting to get the okay, I think, for most of them.
Right. So, Robin, we have 16 students.
Yes, we can begin the session. I have 3, 4 more people. I've just called them up, and I guess they have some network issue. They would join soon.
So, shall we start?
Yes, please.
All right. So, good morning, everyone, and a very good evening to Mr. Honadil and Catherine. I hope all of you are healthy and safe. Welcome to this Student Connect program, exclusively organized for College of the Kenyans with Tulas International School, Dehradun. My name is Nupur Anand, and I represent this company named Unibridge, who has brought this session for you. I would like to welcome our panelist from College of the Kenyans. Uh, College of the Kenyans is a community college, and it has been ranked as one of the top colleges in US and number one in Southern California, which is the location of this college. It offers 99 degree programs and 93 certificate programs. and you'll get to know more about this college. Um, Please let me introduce our panelist, Mr. Tim Honadil, who is joining us today, Director International Service. Welcome, Mr. Honadil. And
Hello.
we have a wonderful guest with us, Catherine Collar. She's a student of 2+2 program of College of the Kenyan. She'll be here to answer all your queries regarding this 2+2 program or any other your query regarding this school education.
Hello.
Thank you, Catherine. And Tulas International School, this is a top boarding school in Dehradun, which comes in Uttarakhand state. It is known for its progressive and technologically advanced education system. And from this wonderful school, we have Mr. Robin Kumar Chetri, who is joining us today. He's currently working as Dean of Admissions. Welcome, Robin. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Nupur. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you, Catherine. Welcome, everyone, all the students. Thank you, Nupur.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to all the students for joining us today and getting up early in this on this Saturday morning. So, new community college is something new for most of us. We don't know much about this wonderful pathway to reach to your dream university. You have got this opportunity because of your school's initiative. So I would request you to, pay full attention, listen carefully, understand the process, and ask your queries. So all the very best, and I'm sure you all are going to have a great session. Once again, thank you for joining. And now I would request Mr. Honatel to take it up from here. Over to you.
Great. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday morning to you. Thanks for taking some time away from your weekend to kind of think about a way to go to study abroad. So first of all, I think a lot of you might be thinking, I don't understand this community college idea. You know, college isn't university, and I don't understand why I would do 2 years at College of the Canyons and then 4 years at UCLA. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know, why would I do that? And why college is like a high school? Why would I do that? And so, you know, one of the things we'll talk about as we go through, we have a slide projection, of course, you know, a PowerPoint and things. Once we go through that, I think you'll find that what you'll learn is that the kids in California break their bachelor's degree up into two-year setups. The first 2 years are lower division, they call it. It's general education and a few major preparation classes. And then their second 2 years are in their major, lots of classes with whatever you're studying, physics, economics, business, education, whatever it is. That's when you study it. And that's how the bachelor's degree is designed in the United States. And in California, what they've done is they've set up different campuses to accomplish this. So you accomplish your first 2 years at College of the Canyons, and then you move to another school, any school, doesn't matter what school, to study in detail whatever it is that you want to really major in. And then you do 2 years there, and that's why we call it 2+2. And so it's still 4 years. Now, if you could get straight into Stanford or UCLA or Berkeley and do all 4 years there, fantastic, go for it. That's great. But it's really hard to get in as a freshman international student. Way more students want to get in than ever do get in. So what California has done is they've set up a system so you enter as a junior instead of entering as a freshman. And that gives you the opportunity to demonstrate your academic capabilities, and then you get to choose from whatever school you want. And that's why it's called 2+2. It's over 2 million students in California alone in community colleges. And so this is a very common pathway to us in California. It's normal. We were really surprised to find out when we first started talking to people in India that they didn't know about this and they didn't understand it. And so we decided we'd do lots of webinars like this because there's a lot of advantages to doing the 2+2. Like I said, you can get in, which you can't get in as a freshman to Berkeley or UCLA. The second thing is the transfer at that time when it comes to transfer, it's over 80% success rate to UCLA and 80% success rate to Berkeley. Plus you've got, 100 other schools to choose from also. So those two things, but there's a few other things. One that's really important, I think, for young students is Santa Clarita is a very safe place. It's very academically oriented. The city was designed as a school city, and there's hiking and biking and lakes and mountains and beaches, but it's a very, very safe place. Also, the cost is significantly less because if you think about it, Berkeley does a lot of original research at the doctoral level, and that original research is very expensive. UCLA does as well. And also, UCLA has expensive sports teams. Now, College of the Canyons has got 23 sports teams, but we don't have that expense of that research. We only teach. So when you go to College of the Canyons, you're going to take courses from instructors that focus on teaching you. And that's really, I think, an important part of learning how to be good at going to university in the United States. There's cost savings also. So like I said, it's much less expensive to go to College of the Canyons, even though the classes are exactly the same, but the class sizes are smaller. So there's all these big advantages. When you transfer, that's when you transfer probably to a big city like Berkeley or Los Angeles. And that's where, that's where the clubbing and the keg parties and the fraternities and sororities and parties, all that happens after you transfer. We don't have any of that at College of the Canyons. College of the Canyons, you just study. So with that said, I want to introduce somebody who I've been working with for a few weeks now, who is really an important part of the international program. And she is a student just like you. She's just a few years ahead of you, but she's doing the same thing that you're going to be doing. And that's Catherine. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Talk about what your plans are with your 2+2, what you're studying, and maybe a few things you do for fun.
So my name's Catherine. Currently I'm studying, I'm double majoring in computer animation and animation production. I'd like to transfer to CalArts after I'm done with my 2 years at COC. I'm hoping for 2 years. Usually it's about 3 for a double major, but I'm still hoping to get it done in 2. Why CalArts? CalArts was interesting me because it has a high success rate for the animation field after college. And I actually am not from California. I moved here. And I know that CalArts has a very, very low acceptance rate for out of school, or I'm sorry, out of state students. And I heard great things about COC. So I signed up for COC. I just finished my first year. I've really been enjoying it. My teachers are amazing. I've been able to connect with them on a great level. I've only done online classes right now, so I'm looking forward to going back into in-person during fall. But so far, I've really enjoyed it. Obviously, I really like drawing in my free time since that's most of my schoolwork as well. So I have to enjoy it on a personal level too. I enjoy playing games, going outside, hanging out with friends and family. And Santa Clarita is great for that as well because it is such a nice community environment that you can almost do anything here on a personal level. And then the cities from LA is only 20-ish minutes, 30-ish minutes with traffic away. If you like roller coasters or anything like that, Six Flags is in town. Disneyland's about an hour-ish away with traffic. So there's a lot of things to do in this area that I didn't have back in my home city in Texas. And the schooling options are just a lot better for the career that I want to go pursue. So that's why I chose COC.
That's great. Thank you so much. She's a little bit modest. She's super smart and she's doing really good in her classes. And I'm really happy to have her. So thank you very much. She'll hang out.
Thank you.
the questions that you might have to ask are, we'll try to answer them, but you're probably best to hear from the student directly, because that's going to be, closer to your real lived experience when you get here than hearing it from me, who's, been here for a long time and, has kind of been through it for all these years. So I'm happy to provide guidance and stuff. I think you're going to find that talking to a student is fun. So with that, I'd like to very quickly introduce the dean of the program. Her name is Jai Cheng Levine, and we call her Dr. J. And so she's here, and there she is. And she's really the brains of the entire operation. And so it's really nice to have her here tonight. I just want to make sure you folks know in India how incredibly important it is to us that you come to College of the Canyons, and how much you bring to the campus with the perspectives of the life you've lived and the youth that you bring and vitality that you bring to the college. We have lots of students at the college, but that doesn't mean we have a lot of students who are from India. So it's really nice to have you here. And so Dr. J is here just to make sure you know how important this is to us. Do you want to add anything, Dr. J, or just say hi?
Just want to say hi. Sorry, I was a bit late because I was helping 23 students in Taiwan, high school students like you. They are already taking a Business 100 class. We're helping them enroll. Imagine 23 of them from one high school. So, Mr. Robin, you and I should talk to see how we can get your students to benefit from the college credit opportunities right now that's open up for high school students overseas. If students in Taiwan can do it, their first English language is not even English. Indian students, of course, can do it because, as you know, you speak English growing up. Those students didn't even do so. But we're very happy now. Not just after graduation, you can come with the permission of your counselors and your teachers. If you want to start test out to see if college classes are for you, we'll be more than happy to work with you on that. So with that said, I'm very happy Catherine is here. She's our new college assistant. We'd like to hire college students to work in our office. This semester, we actually are hiring, I think, 8 students, to work in my office. I would love to have Indian students working in my office. So with that said, you guys are in good hands. I want to say hi. I'm just coming from from working with the 23 students, and I hope that would happen with India, with Tulas very soon. Thank you. I'll be here, and if any questions, you're welcome to ask me.
Thank you so much. That was good. You are in good hands when you come to College of the Canyons. There's a lot of people who care about you. They care about how well you do. They care about how happy you are. So this is a really good place to be. So before I start the PowerPoint, because there's always a PowerPoint, right? Are there any questions right now? Because you can jump ahead. If you're thinking of a question, then somebody else is thinking of it too. And
You
Robin,
can
do they
type
ask
your
the
queries
questions
in
through
the
chat?
Q&A box.
Okay.
Yes.
In the Q&A box.
Yes, there all the students, you can type in your question in the question and answer box, and we'll answer your question. Tim is there. So we don't have a question right now, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes in some parts of the world, they know more about this 2+2, and they have more specific questions like, where do I live and how much does it cost? And, do the teachers give a lot of homework and things like that. And so sometimes those questions just take us a long ways. So that's no problem. Let's set up the slideshow, and we will do that now.
And students, you can raise your hand as well. We will let you talk to Mr. Honadel and Dr. Jai.
Mr. Holliday really like it when students interrupt him with questions. So don't feel you have to wait until the end. Sometimes it's better that you have questions right there and then that we can answer for you. Including Mr. Robin.
Yes.
Chattrick. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
I know
that's
we met
correct.
before. We had a wonderful meeting last time. So
Absolutely.
anytime, if we're going too fast, if you think you have a question, just raise your hand and we'll watch the chat box as well.
Definitely. And Dr. J, just I wanted to
Yes,
ask, how is your daughter? She got into UCLA previous time when we spoke. How is her
actually,
progress?
yeah, no, she got into UC Berkeley and then she
Berkeley, yes.
graduated, and then
Right, right.
yes, and then in a year and a half, at age 19,
Uh-huh.
and she make more money than I do. How much more? She bought a house for herself in
That's a very
Berkeley.
good, that's an
Berkeley is
achievement.
extremely expensive. So I'm very happy. And then she will tell you that she got she changed major 3 times in my college. And then by the time she transferred to Berkeley, she took so many units. Berkeley took 70 of her units, which she only did a year and a half at Berkeley. So she graduated early. But the reason she's doing really well in her career is because um, the foundation she had laid out for her, because she went from design to economics to political science. And if you imagine students in these different majors, what kind of classes they have to take, even though she took a lot more units than they need, but it has saved her so much more time when she went to Berkeley and be able to finish early. She's extremely happy. She exercises, she volunteers a lot. She loves her work. She keep getting big companies keep coming to her wanting her to work for them, and she every year she changes a company and then she makes more money. I was like, this is a little scary for me. That's not my path. I'm a teacher, so thank you for asking.
Welcome, ma'am.
So we have a question. The question is, do we need SAT scores, or do we, or any of that kind of stuff? And the answer is no, but I'll explain why. The reason you don't need your SAT score is because you're going to come to College of the Canyons and you're going to take university level classes for 2 years. Then after you complete the university level classes, you're going to transfer to UCLA or Berkeley or California State University or anywhere you want. And so they're going to ignore any SAT or ACT scores. They're also going to ignore your high school grade point average, and they're only going to look at what did you do for the 2 years at College of the Canyons. The next question is, why should we do 2+2? My recommendation for 2+2 is if you did not get accepted into the United States university that you wanted to go to, that you applied to, whatever it was, if you did not get accepted to it, and it's a prestigious university and you really want to go to that school, well, you get a second chance. And the acceptance rate is very low as a freshman and it's very high as a junior. So you get that second chance to prove yourself in university level classes at College of the Canyons. And that's what those schools like UCLA and Berkeley are looking for. Evidence that you're going to succeed. They don't know that you're going to succeed. The dropout rate is huge for the freshman level at those schools. So if you come to College of the Canyons and you prove yourself, now you've got yourself into a situation where you get to pick what school you want to go to. The next question we have is, does the Indian Civil Services accept College of the Canyons degrees? And the answer to that is no. I want you to do a 4-year degree. You come to College Canyons first, then you transfer. Now, the school you transfer to, if it's a UC school, University of California, or if it's a California State University, all of those schools, and there's over 30 of them, they all qualify for Indian Civil Service recognition for the degree. But you do have to get a bachelor's degree, and that's why you do the transfer. So forget the College of the Canyons degrees. They don't matter. You're just doing your first 2 years, which are the same for any school. Then you're transferring, and that school is giving you your diploma. That's the school that you graduate from. That's the major that you study all the classes in. And so, yes, the Indian Civil Services does accept California bachelor's degrees. And so that's what you're going to do. You're going to do the whole 4 years. Incidentally, College of the Canyons believes very, very strongly you should get a master's degree. A master's degree is so important in today's world. And especially if right now you're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, by the time you're 30, everyone is going to have a master's degree. So you want to get ahead and get a master's degree. And master's degree programs are at the California State Universities. They're very affordable and they're excellent programs. So definitely consider a master's degree. I have another question that says, from COC, when you aim for that big university, what is the criteria? So yes, good question. And that's what we specialize in. The first criteria is you're going to want to get top grades at College of the Canyons. That's really important. Getting those grades shows all the schools in the United States, especially the big universities, that you are a top student that is worth their time to bring to their campus. The second thing, you want to develop leadership skills and you want to demonstrate those leadership skills, because those big universities, they don't just want a student who just comes and takes classes. They want somebody who contributes to the campus environment somehow. That can be through a student club, it can be through athletics, it can be through student government, any of those things. So that's what College of Canyons does. The third thing, you are going to need good letters of recommendation from your professors at College of the Canyons, because that's what the big schools are looking for. They want to see, they know all the professors at College of Canyons, they want to see those letters of recommendation from those professors. And so those are the three things. Now, are those hard to do? No, they're not. You can get top grades. You just have to do the heavy lifting. You have to treat going to university classes at College of the Canyons just like a real job. 50 hours a week of studying and going to classes. You also need to get involved in the campus. You need to do something like a student club or student government or play a sport, something like that. And then the third thing is you're going to have 20 different professors while you're here at College of the Canyons. You just need 2 of them to really get to know you on a first name basis. Maybe you do a project with them. Maybe you're part of a student club that they're in charge of, and they really get to know you. And then they can write a really meaningful letter of recommendation. And with those 3 things, you can go to any school in the United States. We have students that have gone to Berkeley and they've gone to Harvard. We have students that go to Stanford. We have students at Columbia. We have students at all the California state universities and students at every one of the University of Californias. So yes, it's there. The next question I have is about engineering. So engineering is a big field. Chemical, biological, civil, structural, mechanical. What kind of engineering are we talking about? Aeronautical engineering? We have every engineering you can think of in California, and you can choose which school you want to go to study that type of engineering. You come to College of the Canyons, you do your first 2 years, then you transfer, then you do your remaining studies in that field of engineering at that school, and then you get your diploma. And that's how it works. That's the 2+2. Now keep in mind, engineering is a longer degree. It's like architecture. Those are longer degrees. So you can spend more time at that other school, like Cal Poly Pomona, great engineering programs there. So that's where you'll do those. Chemical and aeronautical engineering are both very common in California. We will prepare you to do great at chemical and aeronautical engineering, either one. Probably not a double major for engineering. You'll pick one or the other, and then you'll transfer to that school and get that degree, and then you'll go to work in the United States for a company for 3 years. You'll get all that experience, and then you can decide what you're going to do next. Master's degree, I highly recommend, but if not, you can go get a job pretty much anywhere in the world. So very good questions. I like that. You've obviously thought about some of this stuff, and you're obviously planning on going to university and getting an advanced degree, and that's really good. All right, any other questions there? Okay. I'm gonna do a screen share and we'll go through this PowerPoint.
Before we start, Tim, out of these new
Yeah.
students, that we have here, I have around 3 to 4 students who are preparing for engineering and aeronautical engineering, to be precise, if I'm not wrong, and automobile engineering. So is there any, I have got 3 people who want to get into automobile engineering. So is there any
Yeah.
option available as in for automobile engineering, and any placements that, any good college placement that has happened? Please help us in that.
Absolutely. The UC system and the CSU system both have excellent automobile engineering programs and aeronautical engineering programs. It's California. We have everything and we're good at everything. And we make cars and we make airplanes. You've got Boeing, you've got Lockheed, you've got Litton, you've got Rocketdyne on the aeronautics side. On the automobile side, you've got Tesla, you've got GM, you got Toyota. Everything is happening here. So yes, we have great programs and a lot of industry sponsorship of those engineering programs at the universities, because their goal is to have their students who come right out of the program be ready to work the first day out of school. So there's a lot of support for that. Good set. If you do engineering in California, yes, it's valid in India. Engineering is engineering. It is a universal language. Automobiles, they operate the same in India as they do in the United States. The airplanes at the airport take off the same way in India as they do in the United States. The military, everything is universal in engineering, especially in the engineering fields which matter the most these days. So you're going to find that anything that you study in California, especially that work period that you get afterwards, is really going to prepare you to do great in India. Another question we have is about attending school, your 11th and 12th grades. So there's a couple of answers to that. First of all, there's a lot of students in 11th and 12th grade who are taking university courses at College of the Canyons. They're all doing that from their home country. They are actually getting college credits from their home country, which apply to every university in the United States. And so we have students who they finish an entire year, their freshman year, of university level classes that are fully transferable by the time they're done with their senior year in high school. And then they come to College of Canyons for 1 year, and then they transfer and finish their degree. And so they're ahead, kind of, in a way, because they started earlier. So students which are very ambitious, they're good at going to school, they have good self-regulation skills, and they have good structural time management skills. Those two students do really well in the classes at College of the Canyons. So yes, you can start taking classes in 11th and 12th grade. That's what Dr. J was talking about. She's got 23 students in Taiwan who are taking Business 101, which is the primary business class for almost every type of business you can imagine, whether it's advertising, marketing, administration, or eventually an MBA, or even a biotechnology degree in business. Those are all there, and those classes are being taken. So very good questions. All right. I assume that you can see the screen, right? Okay, good. All right. And so, you know, a lot of what I'm going to talk about it's kind of important, but really the pictures count more than anything. And we're going to talk about things like, you know, what are you going to eat? Where are you going to live? What is it like here? But it's a pretty place. And it's got lots of beauty all over, and it's easy to get to. And it's a fun place if you're an academically inclined person. If you are planning on clubbing and you know, doing disco and keg parties, you're not going to be happy at College of the Canyons, because College of the Canyons, the fun is more in like outdoor adventure, bike riding, hanging out with friends, movies, you know, and we do specialize in homework and doing good academically. So that's what this is really about. The 2+2 system is very common. Like I said, there's over 2 million students that are in it in California and another 2 million in the rest of the United States. So there's 4 million students all across the United States doing 2+2. I'm really sorry you haven't heard about it in India. I'm really sorry you don't have it in India. Maybe it's something that should be set up for India, but we have it in California. So you can come do it. And that's why we're talking today, is to let you know about all this stuff that happens. When you're ready to transfer, by the way, although almost every student stays in California, you don't have to. You can go anywhere you want. A 2+2 from College of Canyons gets you into any state in the United States. You want to live in Missoula, Montana, and see grizzly bears and moose? You can do that. You want to go live in Florida and watch the sunrise on the east coast of Florida? You can do that. So yes, anywhere in the United States you can go. The system of schooling is the same in India as it is here. So I want to point out this part right here where this light blue is. Here's your bachelor's degree. That's where you're headed. So right now you're in secondary school called high school, and then you're going to go get a bachelor's degree. And like I said, there's 2 ways to do it. You can do a 2+2, which is over here, or you can just do all 4 years. Now I want to say it again. If you get accepted to Berkeley and Berkeley says full scholarship, come to Berkeley, then you don't need College of Canyons. You will find a way to live in the big city of Berkeley. You will find a way to navigate the intensity of apartment hunting, and you'll figure it out. You will do it, and we'll help you, even if that's what you choose to do. We have people in Berkeley. We have people at UCLA. We have people at every school. But if you don't get into Berkeley and you've been dreaming about Berkeley, and Berkeley is a school you want to go to no matter what, then you come to College of Canyons, we will get you ready to transfer, then you'll transfer to Berkeley. And that's why there's these 2 lines over here on this side. Santa Clarita Valley, which is where College of Canyons is, it's over here in California. This is a map of the United States. Might be familiar to you. So we're down here in sort of the Southwest. We're right by the Pacific Ocean. Weather's gorgeous. It's a great place to live. It's really pretty. These are some pictures. And Santa Clarita is a unique place. It is so safe. And it's full of families. And if you're at a grocery store, for instance, and you have no idea what to buy and you're looking for it, you can ask anyone in the grocery store, anybody, even a person who's shopping, for help, and they will go out of their way to help you. Santa Clarita is one of the friendliest places you can go. Here's some pictures. There are so many pictures. There's a whole Dropbox full of pictures and videos you can look at. Of course, you can Google everything. This picture here happens to be where I live. Here's where I go bike riding. This is the University Center, which is one of our buildings on campus. It's just a great place to be. So we get asked the question, and we did in the open questions of Q&A, or what are you going to study? So here's kind of how it's laid out. There's freshman level and there's sophomore level, and that's the first 2 years of school, and that's College of the Canyons. And that's where you take your general education classes and also your major preparation classes. By the way, not everybody is confident that they know what to study. Lots of students they don't know. Maybe they've been told their whole life to be an engineer. Maybe they decide what they really want to do is study entomology or medicine. So you get to decide at College of Canyons. You get to change your mind. You get to experiment as much as you want with as many classes as you want to take for as long as you want, until you are absolutely positive you know what you want to study and you're going all the way. And that's where we get you into that bachelor's degree, and I highly recommend a master's degree. The junior and senior level classes, those are the classes which are full of everything you're going to study. So yes, there's Business 101, but there's a lot of advanced business classes. Yes, there's engineering and architectural design, and there's drafting, and there's mathematics and physics. And you're going to study all the major engineering courses in whatever you're interested in, structural, chemical, civil. You're going to do all of that. You're going to do all that when you transfer. All right, we have every major. I'm really trying to impress upon you that everything is available in California. We have a guaranteed transfer program. You're going to succeed. If you think you can't do it, you can. And we help you at College of the Canyons. And once you finish the first 2 years, you will fully understand. You are completely capable of doing this all the way through to a doctoral degree if that's what you want. Certainly, I hope you get a master's degree. So there's a question about salary. I think I might need clarification. I'm going to try to answer it. So when salary kicks in is when you finish your bachelor's degree and you get a job for 3 years working for a company if you're in a STEM major, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. And so you're gonna work for 3 years, up to 3 years. It can be less if you want to go start your career and go to Switzerland or back to India or China or Costa Rica or wherever you're going to go work. You can do that. So the job placement after that bachelor's degree is 100%. Everyone gets placed in something they want to be doing. And we have the whole country to choose from. So I'm only talking about US placements. There's also placements internationally. So there's a lot of choices, but we have US placements everywhere. The salary is the typical starting salary of a job in the United States because you're doing a real job. When you do OPT, which is what they call that job placement, that's a real job. So you're going to be making $40,000 to $70,000 a year, depending on what part of the country you go to, what your major is, what your industry is, and all of those things. So the key of it, though, is not how much money you're going to make. The key is that great experience, because that opens the door for everything else you want to accomplish with your career. So don't worry about the salary. The salary is great. Don't worry about it. Worry about what happens after you finish that work period, because that's when you make the real money out there in your area, whatever your area of expertise is. Okay.
So Tim, if I may give just a little bit perspective. So in general, they say students finish college degree. If you're in liberal arts and humanities in California, salary is roughly between 60,000 to 9,000 US dollars, roughly. Depends on what you do, what kind of company that you do. And in engineering, easily $120,000 to start with. With one of our coworkers whose husband get degree from engineering. His starting salary was 120,000. He just got a big promotion. His salary is going to be 180,000. So, as I mentioned, my daughter, who had a degree in political science, when she was 19, first graduate from Berkeley, her first year of salary was 80,000. And then she now makes about 220,000 3 years later. All depends. If you're a teacher in the United States, in California, your salary is roughly about 60,000 to 80,000 first year. So I think this is what you're asking, into the range of the salary. Of course, coming from UC, graduate from UC, you're going to be a top performer in society. And then that's what people like. Why is it a good degree for a good university is so important? And that's the reason, because they trust those institutions with the skills and the knowledge that you learn from those institutions really equip you to be a successful technician or successful person. Now, if you're in nursing, and then I think some of the students will be interested in nursing, you'll be surprised how much money nurses make. Nurses make between $120,000 to $180,000 a year. So my student, one of my former students, when she got her registered nurse license, her starting salary was 90. With overtime, she was making 120,000. So this all just give you an overall idea of a degree in California or skilled program, certificate program. Some students may not want to do a degree; they want to do a certificate. We were just told literally 2 days ago, the industries are looking for what we call CNC machine person who get a certificate to operate CNC machine. Their starting salary every hour is $50. $50,000 an hour times 40, $2,000 a month, $2,000 a week, about $8,000 to $8,500 a month. Just so that give you an idea. So calculate that is again about $100,000 or so. So that's without a degree. That's come to college Kenyans go through, I believe, 2 months or 3 months, I can't remember, Tim will know, of training, and they get hired as a machinist to operate CNC machine. And then some students do that, making a lot of money, save money in order for them to complete their degree program or their master's degree. Just as a perspective. And I believe that's where the question was going.
Thank you very much. Good clarification. So let's talk about it, but where you're going to live, what you're going to eat, will you have any friends? Because you know what? You are leaving friends and family coming to College of the Canyons. You're going to have to make all new friends. The food's not the same as what grandma's been making for you all this time. And who knows where you're going to live. So let's talk about it. So first of all, community colleges, including College of the Canyons, what we have is what's called college family stay. So you stay with a college family, and they provide food, transportation, teach you where everything is, show you around. It's a very safe place. You have your own bedroom. Every family is pre-screened, of course. Andy knows them all personally, and Andy's the coordinator for all of that. So almost every student starts with that homestay, that college homestay experience. Then they move, sometimes it depends. Mostly the guys get roommates together and get apartments. There's a lot of apartments by the college. It's really easy to get around Santa Clarita. The buses run everywhere, and the buses are just for the students, and so nobody else uses them. And so it's really easy to get around everywhere. So a lot of the guys, after about the first semester, they'll go get roommates and move in their roommates. The reason I know they do that is because their grades drop. Their grades drop a little bit because, you know, they're no longer being directly supervised by people, and they're, you know, when you're in a college homestay, they know when your test is on Wednesday, and they know Tuesday night you shouldn't be playing video games with your friends back in India. So it's very important. When you transfer to UCLA or wherever you go, you're probably going to stay in the upper division dormitory. The upper division dormitory are for the juniors, seniors, and master degree students. It's a great place to live. It's separated usually from the freshman and sophomore, which are the beginning students. They're kind of crazy, and it's really for the more serious students. So that's pretty much how housing works. It's really easy to find a place. We help you find that that homestay with the college family, and then once you learn your way around, you'll easily find an apartment if what you want is more freedom. The cost is almost exactly the same, by the way. The cost is $1,500 per month. That includes all the food. If you get an apartment, the cost is about the same by the time you pay your share of the internet and your share of the gas bill and the electric bill and your share of the cleaning and your share of the food, because you cook your food together and all that. It's about the same price. So that's where you're going to live when you come to College Canyons. You're going to eat American food because we got a lot of American food. Of course, we do, of course, have Indian food, but Indian food in India is different. Indian food, very regional, lots of different flavors. Indian food in the United States, you know, it's United States Indian food. It's not the same, but we do have it. And of course, we have Chinese and Japanese and we have everything. But mostly it's going to be American food, a lot of barbecue, and you're going to learn that you're going to, need to be careful about what you eat. You can't just eat pizza and hamburgers every day. You eat at McDonald's every day, you're not going to feel good. And so you'll learn all of that. And that's a great part about staying with a college family, is because they prepare food for you. They cook with you. If you have recipes you want to try that you're bringing from home, they cannot wait to try them. And if there's any special diet restrictions for any reason, those are all easily accommodated in those families. So there's going to be a lot of American food. So you know where you're going to live, you know what you're going to eat, and are you going to have friends? My answer to friends is absolutely. There are 30,000 students at College of the Canyons. You're going to make 20 great friends. It's going to happen. And you're going to do it through the clubs. The clubs at College of the Canyons, there's all kinds of clubs, anything you're interested in. If you're into engineering, you can do engineering. If you're into engineering and you like the honor society, you can do that. Well, let's say you like music and engineering. Well, you can be in the music club, but major in engineering. The clubs, it doesn't matter what club you're in, as long as you're in a club. That's all that matters. You're going to make a ton of friends. So
Can I interject just a little bit?
Yeah.
For example, that picture, if you want to go back, Tim, because I know you're going to talk about sports, but I want to make sure that picture, you can see me and Tim in it. And this is TEDx. Okay. So basically, some of my students, I used to be a professor of English. Some of my students came to me after they listened to some TED Talks. They came to say, hey, Dr. Chen Ling, we want to go, we want to have TEDx on our campus. I said, that's a lot of work. We need a student club. And I said, hey, but if you guys want to figure out how to do it, then we will do it. And surely they did. 1 year, they organized a charter for the school as a club. And then we applied for license from TEDx, and we held TEDx College of Canyons 3 times. And then we made people, some people very famous. One woman after our TEDx talk, she became a professional speaker. 3 years later, she came and said, you guys launched my career because of that TEDx talk. And you have heard about stories like that, right? So this is the best example. Some students inspired by a professor, in this case happened to be me, I take some credit, but all the students want to do it. They came, they started, and then those students now, they finished the degree in engineering. Those are not social science students, they're engineering students. They are students from all disciplines. So those students are now who are doing really great in the society. Why? Because they saw something they want to do and they did it. So clubs are very, very important. We have a student from China want to do something different. So she's now establishing international student peer mentor program. She's going to gather international students and domestic students, provide mentorship to incoming international students. So by the time you guys come, you're going to join this club, you're going to be mentored by domestic and international students. So you'll be very well taken care of. And this is an example of how open, in a sense, this college is. If you want something, we don't have it, ISP will help you accomplish your goal.
Thank you very much. That's an excellent example. TEDx was a fantastic experience for me, and I'm positive things like that happen all the time at College of Canyons. It's a lot of fun. We also have a lot of sports teams, and the sports are a lot less competitive than the Division I sports, so you're going to get to play. And we have some sports that they're mostly just for fun, like tennis and track and field. I mean, they're just a lot of sports and a lot of fun. And so it's a class. You treat it like a class. And if you're interested in sports, you let me know, and I can connect you to a coach or anything you want so you can learn about that kind of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about off-campus, because I want to explain 3 major types of areas in the United States so that you can choose the area that is really best for you if you decide to do this 2+2. So College of the Canyons is in a place which is called a suburban off-campus area. And what that means is there's lots of houses, it's very clean, very convenient, very, very safe, and a lot of shopping and movies, hiking and things like that. There's 2 other environments. There's a rural environment. That's the great outdoors, lots of cows and lots of farms. And then there's the urban environment. That's that downtown, lots of tall buildings, lots of different socioeconomic levels of people everywhere. It's a good place to go to transfer. But as a student right out of India, I know you know how to navigate big cities in India, but navigating big cities in the United States is a little bit different. The suburban environment is really the best way to go for those first 2 years. But you have all 3 available in California. We're going to skip English because, of course, you don't need to worry about any English stuff. And we're going to go straight to some examples of some students. Here's Darian, regular student, just a regular, he's not super smart or anything like that, but he did the work. And he got offered positions at UCLA, San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, Davis, UC Irvine, and Berkeley, and he decided to go to UCLA. Jarrett also, good kid, really willing to do the studying, got involved in a student club, and he got involved, accepted to a bunch of schools, and he picked Berkeley. Dana Levine's a little bit different. She got bored in high school and she started early, and she eventually ended up graduating from Berkeley at age 19, right, Dr. J? Because Dana's Dr. J's daughter. So she got to benefit from the fact that she already knew how to work the system. And she went straight through school, and now she's working with a law firm. She did great. And then Mose Park's a great example. He barely spoke any English when he came to College of the Canyons, and he graduated from Berkeley. And he's a smart kid, but mostly he was willing to study and do the homework. And then when he transferred, of course, then it all changes. Once you transfer, you're in. It's like you don't have to get straight A's. You can get an A-B combination. And then John's a perfect example of somebody. He went to College of the Canyons. He was bored in high school, so he took some classes during high school. Then he transferred to Berkeley. Then he went to Harvard Law, and now he works back at the college with me. So he's a perfect example of how 2 + 2 works. So it really is a good system, and there's a lot of options and a lot of choices. And I know it sounds very, very different than what you're used to in India. And I know that it seems weird, this word college, but this is how it works in the United States. And this is a great way to go. And it saves a lot of money, and you get a lot of tutoring and a lot of support. It's a really good way if you choose to study in the United States. It's the best way to do it in the USA. So with that, let's have some more questions, maybe some feedback from Robin, who might have some questions on behalf of everyone. And, let's go from there.
Thank you, Mr. Hornaday. And thank you, Dr. Jai. Thank you for being with us. Again, it was very informative and very clear, very in detail. I'm sure Robin and the students must be having some queries.
Yes, all the children who have queries, please write down on that box. Now, I have a question here. I've got Krishna, Aman, and Sujal. All these three of them are trying to get into a business. They want to be an entrepreneur. And all the students of Tulas who've joined, I want them to understand that if in case they want to go for this program of 2 + 2 and they want to start early from class 11th and 12th, you have to get the admission letter. Once you apply in this college and you get the admission, you have to deposit that letter to my office. And because we are a boarding school that runs from morning, from 5:30 till 9:30 in the evening, we will make sure that we arrange and make a schedule for you so that you would not miss your classes, and that can be arranged. So you guys have to contact me. I also have Asta for mass communication. So Tim, do we have any options for mass communication as well?
You're muted.
We do have mass communications, and there's a lot of different nuances to mass communications. So we have journalism, TV communications, graphic artist communications. There's a lot of communications choices. And of course, you're in California. And so, it's a big media world here. So we have all of that. If you're an entrepreneur and you're interested in entrepreneurship, you start with the entrepreneurship program at College of the Canyons, then you transfer to your business program at California State University, then you get your master's degree in business administration, and then you're set. You've got the top degree when it comes to business. We did talk about SAT and ACT. You are not going to have to take those to come to College of the Canyons, and you're never going to have to take them to transfer, because when you transfer, the only thing the college cares about is how did you do in College of the Canyons. They don't care about any of the rest of that. So you don't have to take it. If you do take it, that's fine. I'm not saying don't take it. But if you don't take it, you can still come to College of the Canyons, no problem.
Tim, I have a question here. So, we do have sports in College of Canyons, right? And if any of our student who's studying at your place for 2 years, plays any game professionally, and he does really well, will that help him to get into a certain university? Any benefit in terms?
Yes, definitely. So our coaches specialize in identifying a talented athlete and the institutions that need that position in that sport. So if you're a forward, or if you're good at the high jump, or if you're great at football or baseball or swimming, that coach knows, okay, I know there is a school that needs a good backstrokes or a really good forward, and they're going to connect you. Your goal is not only to get accepted, but your goal is a possible academic scholarship your senior year. So that's the fourth year, your last year. And that's how sports work. So this is your opportunity to demonstrate what you can't do very well from India. How do you demonstrate to UCLA or that you're great at a sport from India? They're not going to look at the films. They're not going to look at the YouTube. But if you're playing at College of the Canyons and the coach says, wow, that is a great player, they're going to make sure everybody knows who you are so that you can get your options for going to those schools. You still got to get the grades. This is academia. This isn't professional sports. You still got to get the grades, but you're going to get the grades. We're going to help you get the grades. You're going to do good. We'll get you the average that you need so that you can transfer to that school. Really good question. Sports are important.
If I may, I think two of our students end up professional with football, and then golfers for sure, because our golfers are state champions. So what it is if you're in India, it could be the best player, but they don't know. But College of Canyon is known to have excellent players. So the four-year universities will come to our campus to scout students out. They will literally invite students to go and play and then provide them with scholarship. Tomorrow, I'm taking a student to go to UC Merced. This is a student who 3 years ago spoke no English. I'm talking about zero English. Now she is going to go to UC Merced, one of the newest UC campuses. Her sister didn't like school, hated school, came to us, did well in school, and then now is attending Washington State University, Division One for golf. So if you think about it, if she had been in Taiwan, she would never have ever have any opportunity to be able to play in a professional four-year university and then hopefully eventually become a professional golf player.
Good. That's a good reminder. We have lots of excellent sports success stories, and including international students that are sports success stories, including international students that are playing professional sports in the United States.
Okay, children, do we have any questions here?
So over the next few days, you're going to come up with a lot of questions. Write those questions down, and we'll make sure that we get answers to those questions. We'll either record something you can watch that answers those questions. We'll have another meeting. We can meet just with your parents. Whatever it is that Mr. Robbins says is the best way to do it, that's what we're going to do. And so you let us know. Keep in mind those questions, write them down, because I know they're coming up. People are going to ask you about it. So you don't have to have every question tonight. This is not your last chance to talk. You have lots of chances to talk to us. And Catherine will log on anytime with you and talk to you. And we have meetings 3 times a week where students can log in and ask any question they want. So we have lots of opportunities. The important thing to remember is study abroad is a great way to start whatever you're going to develop into a career. And it's also an amazing experience. So don't stay home. Do something. Go somewhere. See the world.
I want to make a very a comment that most students don't know. You don't know how lucky you are to have Mr. Robin Chatri in your school. And let me tell you why. We talk to so many schools in the world. First, most of the time, principal and then counselor, they show up, it's because they feel they have to. They have no questions. They're not engaged. Robin is engaged throughout. He has questions because he knows you. He knows you what you want to do. So he asks really good questions. And he's considering now as a boarding school, he's thinking about if you guys want to take classes, he will help you. With the school that I just work with, as I mentioned in Taiwan, they're not boarding school. So essentially, the director of the international program was on the call with us, just so the students would do it. So that school is out of maybe 20 schools that we talked to. And then because they have a teacher, Daniel, like what you have with Robin, because you have the intention of wanting your students to be ahead and they wanted to help students to pursue their dreams. So you have student connect like this. A lot of universities or a lot of schools, they basically just kind of talk about it, sounds good, but very few action. But already, Robin, with all your questions, I know you know your students, and then you want to find the best way for your students. Students, you are very, very lucky because Tim and I, we talk to schools and universities across the globe. We traveled to 15 countries just in 2019. You cannot imagine how many schools that we visited and talked with. But very few schools are like the one in Taiwan now have the whole class of 23. Very few schools has Mr. Robin, who want the best for you. So you're very lucky.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jay. Thank you for that. Well, that is correct. You guys have all the options available. You can always get in touch with Tim or Dr. Jay via me. You can always email to me. That's what every one of you been doing for career counseling and stream selection. Make sure that you make up a plan. There, you should always have a plan A and a plan B. So all those entrepreneurs, basically, I have a lot of entrepreneurs in this session. So a short message to you guys. All those entrepreneurs who wants to start a business or get into their father's business, it is important to get an exposure of the world because the internet has made the world smaller, travel has made the world smaller, and it's an opportunity which we never had. We were a small, India, it was hard to get out of India. Now you have an opportunity to learn so many things, so many business perspective, online business. There are a lot of businesses booming online, data science. So there are so many things available in the market. So go through these exposures, churn your your mind a bit, and go through the website. Have a lot of questions. Get back to me, and I'm pretty much sure whenever you have a question, you'll get the answer from Tim or Dr. J right away. So thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much, Dr. J. It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy the session with you guys. Thank you so much for making this session, informative.
Thank you,
Anytime.
everyone.
And thank you
for joining.
Thank you,
And
Napur.
thank you, Dr. J. And we'll be sharing recording of this webinar with Mr. Robin so that you can share it with your students. So whenever you want, you can watch it again. And I understand that, it's a lot of information to process. So take your time and watch it over and over again and go through with the website, like Mr. Robin said. And then whatever queries you'll be having, you have Mr. Robin. You can contact him. You have us. You have Mr. Honadel and Dr. Jai. So we all are here to help.
And thank you, Catherine, for being here with us. I know it's Friday night.
Yes.
Most students go out and play. Catherine
No,
is
I'm
spending
doing
her
homework
Friday night with
tonight,
our students.
actually, before this. So
Thank you,
When you guys
Catherine.
come, you have good students like Catherine. We actually have study buddies. We have students like Catherine, who will, if you take online classes now in India, we'll make sure you have study buddies, and then we can talk with Mr. Robbins a lot more about how that works.
Absolutely. Sure.
That's great.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Namaste.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Thank
Have a great
you.
weekend. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you,
You too.
students.
Bye-bye.
And
bye.
Bye.
I'll be sharing all the information of this webinar with you, Dr. Jai and Mr. Honda, and with you, Robin, as well.
Perfect.
Thank you so
Definitely.
much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Napur,
Napur.
as
Bye-bye.
always.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Catherine.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye-bye.